Come, come, young one. Let me share with you the tale of the Smiths. Many eons ago, a race of beings called the Forgeborn were brought into this world. They were wild and fierce, and they roamed the world seeking carnage. A village in the land of Foroman became the subject of destruction, until the Smiths, who were strong and cunning, came to their aid. Unprepared, the Forgeborn were wounded and set out to spread the word to their brothers and sisters, who decided to test the might of the Smiths. In preparation, the Smiths gave the villagers armor, weapons, and the training required to defeat them. Thanks to the Smiths' guidance and wares, the Forgeborn were doomed to spend their days in captivity. Now that they had their newfound freedom, the villagers were finally able to expand their domain and to create kingdoms that were ruled by the Council of the Master Smiths. With focus elsewhere, the Forgeborn took advantage of the people's complacency and worked together to fabricate a weapon of their own design. Who was a near perfect replica of a Mastersmith, was made to become a member of the Council of Mastersmiths and to disrupt the progress they had made. In no time, disagreements arose and the kingdoms were split. Thus became the Solar Smiths of the North, the Iron Smiths of the East, and the Shadow Smiths of the West. With their alliance in shambles, the Forgeborn were able to escape their bonds and were released, taking new forms to immerse themselves in this new world. But do not be afraid, young one. There is yet another tale that says, we shall be saved by a new smith who will unite the kingdoms and defeat the Forgeborn once more. Oh, so the story goes.
What's good? Yo, welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. It is the 29th of July, and we are going to be working on some more stuff concerning the lore. and the background and all that type of stuff. I'm trying to think of like what we're making. So I have been doing some learning stuff in Unreal Engine, and still definitely learning. And I want to try to take a swing at if we are able to do what's it called? Try to make some type of environment, because that's where I'm at right now. I don't think I can bring the character in because I'm not at that point. I don't really understand how all those inner workings go yet. But I did learn a little bit about doing the blackout stage and things of that nature. So I want to try it out and see if I can make something out of it. I was also talking with a buddy about the stream stuff and trying to come up with some ideas of some things that we could do moving forward with the stream. I know that we've been kind of like up in the air with a whole lot of different things, and it's probably going to be something I'm talking a bit about for like maybe this week on into the next week or something like that. But I feel like there is probably going to be a switch coming in the content overall, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it, if that makes sense. Trying to figure out how I want to go about doing the things, and I'm just not really sure right off the top of my head, but I'm trying to keep like an open mind for how I want to do it. I want it to become more scheduled out. I want to start uploading YouTube videos again. I want to do this stuff because I feel like it's just missing out a whole lot, and I want to do it right. I just don't know how it's going to happen yet. I had a couple of ideas, such as like doing one night a week, having where either a patron or like subs can vote on an object for me to sculpt, right? And it's just like what would, or the request could be like, what would X thing look like in the world of the Smiths? Like what would a mug look like at the Hammer's Haven Inn, you know, that kind of thing. And just little stuff like that, and then I can go into kind of like talking about some of that stuff or breaking those things down in you know, the what's it called, in the video and all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm trying to come up with some ideas for some things, you know what I mean? You missed the notification? You did, Filthy. You did. Sorry, you didn't miss much. You are one of... I think you're really actually... Oh, okay, I was about to say, I think you're the only person on Twitch, but no, you have Amigo here with you, too. What's up, Amigo? How are we doing today, Black? Not too bad. I'm not doing so good, Smith. Been stuck on the King of Puppets and Lies of P for the last 2 days. I'm able to get to Romeo, but it's kicking my ass. Oh, man. I love that fight. That's one of my favorite fights. That is one of my favorite fights. My recommendation for Romeo is understand when you need to parry and when you need to dodge. But he is such a fun fight. Such a fun fight. What? Oh, nice. Yeah, he's such a fun fight, man. So don't give up on it. Don't give up on it. It was one of my favorites. So I haven't been to stream past 2 days. I had to drive down to Texas from Washington. You're good, amigo. You're good, man. How is it in Texas? Got an idea? Make a world map and show us where cool landmarks and locations are? Yeah. I was thinking about like how... So here, hold on. Let me hop over here real quick. So I was thinking about it, right? And just thinking about... What can I make this in? Paint, maybe? Easy enough. So we have 4... Can I copy this? Hey, look at that. That's crazy. So we have 4, like, blocks of time to fill out, right? We have 4 blocks to fill out, and some other requirements to make from that as well, right? Like I also have to make, I'm trying to also make like a YouTube video every week as well. Yo, Battle. How you doing, dude? Thank you for the follow on TikTok. Greetings. How you doing, dude? Oh, I gotta turn on the TikTok chat on. Oh, wait, did I already have it on? I don't think I have it on. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I was gonna test to see if it actually worked. It does not work. Remove. Blacksmythtv. Activate source. Probably gonna move something around. Yo! Joe Mad Scientist, dude. Thank you so much for the sub on Twitch, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. You decided to do it on Twitch instead of YouTube? That's you? I know it's you. That's why I was surprised. Decided to do it on Twitch instead of YouTube? Thank you so much for the sub, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, you have a Prime sub? Oh, it was Prime? Hell yeah, dude. Use that Prime. Fuck yeah. Thank you so much for using your Prime on me, man. That means a lot. Thank you. After I'm done with this, we'll do your ceremony. We'll finally get you in a faction, man. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. What's up, UK? How's it going, Smith? Not too bad. We are talking about the future of the channel a bit right here. Kind of some of the stuff I posted in the archives I want to talk about in here as well. So we have a 4-day block schedule to fill out, right? It's, we'll just do Tuesday. Ooh. Tuesday. I'll just put that there. We got Wednesday. We got Thursday. And we got Friday. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we got Friday. So we have these days to fill out, right? And then I would love to be able to upload a video on like one of the days during the week. You know what I mean? You wasted your primer on black? That's a crazy statement, Filthy. That's crazy. Thank you again for the prime, man. Like I said, we'll have your ceremony right after this. So I'm trying to think of some of the things. So one of the ideas that I had to be able to fit into one of these days, because I would like to have it like section off, like, okay, this day is for this day's for this day's for this day's for this, that kind of thing, right? So the idea that I had is that it seems like on YouTube, people were really digging when I made videos that were like discussion kind of things. You know what I mean? People seem to really dig the discussion video stuff, which made me kind of happy, right? Because I like talking about shit. That's fun to do. You know, I had a fun time with that. Bird, thank you for the follow on TikTok, dude. Welcome on in. I had a really fun time with just like talking about things that were on my mind and having conversations with people about those things in the comment section, etc., etc. So I kind of want to like hop on and do more of that type of stuff. I was thinking, well, I'm not really like doing a lot of the other stuff that I've been doing, so I can't just put gameplay in the background. So what can I put in the background? And one of the ideas that I had was to do like speed sculpting stuff, right? Because I always see these videos on YouTube. If I type in speed ZBrush, right? You can like just choose one. And it's usually just like music in the background while the dude's sculpting stuff. And that's cool. And this is like really cool stuff that he's making, right? And like showing you how all that stuff is going. That's super sick. But I feel like it would be even cooler if I could also talk and just like talk about the thing, right? That we're working on, or that some ideas that I had, or any of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Why you stream so late, man? You stream so late I turned a year older? That's crazy, Outcast. Welcome back in. It has been a while. Where you been at? Speed paint Lila, but you know, stuff like that. You know, I like, I don't know, just like cool little speed art videos that I could then just do a voiceover for and bring onto YouTube, you know. And that would just be like one of the days. So like one of the days would be when I record that on stream and then post that. You know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of cool, kind of fun. I just don't know when I want to do that, if that makes any sense. Like, so trying to figure out a day when I would want to do that kind of thing, and then figure out what the other days could be. So that way you guys just have a more like you guys and anybody else who's coming on through has a better idea of like what I'm doing on those days. You know what I mean? I think that is important for people whenever they come on through, is to see what it is that I'm doing, and know what they're expecting when they hop into the stream. So I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate that into all this. Supporting my friend's streaming adventures. He's been going great. Otherwise, been sleeping and still sleep deprived. You stream past midnight over here. Oh, fair enough. I stepped on the birthday card because of it. You stepped on the birthday card? What do you mean? Sometimes it's hard to talk and create at the same time unless you really know the creative part. True. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And it's not like I wouldn't be talking at the same time or any of that. But for the YouTube video's sake, it would just be like a sped up version of it. And then I would have a voiceover just kind of talking about either the stuff I'm doing in the video or also just what's happening in general. You know, that kind of thing. It's past midnight, so it's your birthday today now? Oh, hell yeah, dude. Here, let me do the thing. Bam. 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 Yeah, happy birthday, dude. That's awesome. Happy birthday out, guys. Can we get some happy birthdays in the chat for the homie? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of come up with some ideas for what else would be entertaining during those times, right? I'm trying to figure out a way to break it down. Like, if I had a day for sculpting, and that could turn into the video, we could have a day for just straight lore stuff, whether that's working on the language, that's working on the map building, that's working on storytelling. I don't know. Like, maybe that could be kind of fun. I'm not sure. I think having one of the days might be good for gaming, or if I just like need a break and just like have that in there as the break day kind of thing. Not sure. What's up, Otter Nerd? Yeah, I just wanted to share some thoughts and see if you guys had any thoughts or opinions on the thing as well. I feel like I've been kind of in this rut lately of trying to commit myself to a game and realizing that eventually I just kind of fall out of love with the game and don't have anywhere to go and feel super lost. And it really messes with you as a content creator, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It definitely messes with you. You try really hard not to let numbers get into your head about things. You try really hard, but it's really hard to not let it affect you at the same time. You know? It's really hard not to let it affect you at the same time. You know? We've been up and down so many times, but yeah, it's all over the place, man. I'm just trying to find something that's more of something that I could actually call my niche or call something my own kind of thing, you know? And I just don't know what that is yet. I don't know. Part of me thinks that is this story thing, but I also don't feel like I see a whole lot of people doing that kind of thing. So I don't know what it is that I could base the content off. You know what I mean? What's good, Lizard Shins? What'd you used to watch me play? So yeah, I don't know. I'm just coming up with some ideas. Some type of thing I want to do with that. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I think that this is in the path of a right direction. There's going to be growing pains, but I think it'll be worth it if you're chasing your real passion. I think so. I think that the real passion is going to wind up being this lore stuff and building upon this world and maybe creating some games for people to play, stuff like that. I just need to figure out, I like having the schedule though. The schedule helps me because it lets me know how I'm making progress. And it keeps me focused. You know what I mean? It was like, it was an Apex-like game. A lot of anime skins and jetpacks, I think. That was the last game I saw, at least. Anime game with jetpacks. Was that First Descendant? I haven't played that in a minute. That's the only thing I can kind of think that would be like that. But it's not Apex type. I don't usually play a lot of anime stuff. A lot of jumping around and shooting for sure. It wasn't Apex though? Huh. I don't know. The real passion is become a Cloak and Dagger main solo support. Yeah. Nah. Game with jetpacks? Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest with you. It doesn't ring any bells at the top of my head. I think the anime part is the part that's throwing me off. Lots of anime skins. I've only seen the skins from that game. That's how I kind of based it. Huh. Interesting. Lolmug, thank you for the 51 months. Welcome back in. How you doing today, dude? What if you had a day for more consistent game, more consistent game?
Hey Smith, 89 love Ozpo heart.
Hell yeah, dude. Like Apex or Rivals and another day to do a variety thing. I think having like a day or two to do the game stuff and then have this on the side might not be too bad. I just don't know if that's too much of a variety. You know what I mean? Fortnite has jetpack and anime skins, true, but I do not play Fortnite. I don't, to be honest with you, I don't even like hate on Fortnite. If I'm being so real, I don't really hate on Fortnite. I can appreciate the game. I just stopped having fun with it. You know what I mean? Like I played it back in like season 0, season 1. And then eventually it just got kind of ridiculous. Like it became that there were so many updates. It was hard to keep consistent with anything. So I just kind of stopped having fun. And then people also started getting super sweaty with the build stuff. Like that was back when, what? I think that they implemented a thing now, or a while back rather, where you had, oh man, what am I thinking of? You had like, a build speed or something like that. And now it's like fucking nonstop, dude. Or sorry, before it was like insanely quick. No build stuff was fun though. I had a fun time with the no build stuff, just running around shooting at people. To be honest, I couldn't get into it, but my son plays it like crazy. I think it's definitely got a lot of marketing towards kids, for better or for worse. And that makes sense. Forgot to tell you who he's out today. I know you likely won't play it, but just to let you know. Thank you, Blue Shaw. I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, I saw, actually, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I saw the email. I kind of want to see what he does. I definitely don't think Smite is going to be the way I can wind up going. I just feel like nobody watches Smite. Linkage, thank you for the gift on TikTok, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you. I just feel like no one watches that. But yeah, hold on. I want to see what 𝐿 does. Oh, I want to see this on YouTube probably, because he's got to have some changes, right? It'd be crazy if they just did nothing to change him. Smite 2. I know this guy.
Today we become legends. Hey, think maybe he's got an aspect.
As well as also your goal in mind. He wants to ricochet off the wall.
Okay.
There he is. Right now we're going to talk about 𝐿, and I think maybe he's got an aspect. We'll see.
So we've got 𝐿.
He has an aspect? What does that mean?
Looking good.
Yeah, look at him.
Before we get into the full kit, Pon, talk to me about the process about bringing 𝐿 to Smite 2.
Yeah, so 𝐿, he has a very clear goal in mind. He wants to ricochet off the wall.
I love 𝐿, dude. I love this character so much. How's your day going, by the way, Linkage?
To see what we could do to make him have more.
It wasn't Fortnite. It was realistic graphics. It might have been.
Make his passive a bit more useful. That's
I really don't know.
The
jetpack and anime skin.
Certainly
so
is.
we want to try and expand its usefulness.
You sure you're talking about me?
We also are saying that he is a hybrid scaler. So he will scale off both strength and intelligence.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
The differentiating factor for him actually comes from the
aspects can change how some abilities work. Oh,
Yeah, and,
okay.
So hybrid
note that
scale,
some of the effects today are still work in progress. So there are things that we are going to be updating before it goes live that we know aren't quite where we want them to be, but
Just
where
tell
we
me
are
what
in
he's
the
what he
process,
does,
this is
dude.
The day to show it. So
Yeah.
and we want you guys to play it and give us like gameplay feels later today. So note that some of the effects.
Yeah,
will be
flash test later today as well for all this.
Well, shall we
Oh,
just go
okay,
ahead and
Blue
start
Show.
with that passive Pon. Let's talk about
Yeah.
Sun Touched.
Yeah, Sun Touch. So before it was when you're critically hit, become Sun Touch, reduce your cooldowns, and get you're basically immune to crit.
Uh-huh.
That's still there. We felt like we talked about changing it, but we were like that actually does feel like it can be an interesting counterplay, especially because there's a lot of crit heavy characters. But we want to make it so that it's more useful in those situations and also more useful early.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it has an additional component, which
Just
is
relaxes while you're live, like watching your
or if
lives.
you
Hey,
hit
I appreciate that
40%
linkage.
More of your health in
Welcome
one
on in,
single
man.
blow.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
if
kinda
you
like,
get hit by a pretty hard hitting ability.
We're gonna kind of
you'll
talk a little bit
actually
about what I
also
want to
become
do
Sun
today after I'm done watching this. This is so for some reference. This is Smite 2. It's is this predecessor? No, that's so funny that you hopped in just as I'm explaining what this is. No, this is Smite 2. So it is the predecessor of Smite 1, but it's not the game predecessor. And in that game, one of my favorite characters was 𝐿, which is this guy right here. When he first came out, everyone hated him. So naturally, I really loved him. And he just became one of my favorite characters to play. And I saw that they were bringing him into Smite 2, so I was an early investor into Smite 2. And then it's just now when they're like trying to bring him in. So still in beta, but I want to see what they did to him because they're basically taking a lot of people from the first game, bringing him into the second game with updates. So I want to see what they updated.
Touched in that case, and you can't become Sun Touched again until your Sun Touch wears off.
Cool.
Okay, so
additionally,
how you doing, dude?
A mark of the golden crow will fly at the person who ever triggered this. So if someone crit you or if someone hits you for 20% of the health, a mark of the golden
You're
crow
doing
will
Unreal
automatically fly
2?
out,
Oh, hell yeah,
which means that you
linkage.
could
I'm still
potentially
learning
have
very
powerful
early on.
with
Very,
it,
very
shoot
early
potentially
on.
even on
I
someone
don't know
else, you
anything
can stun
about
them
it.
with your one.
That's awesome. Sweet. All
Except
right,
placing
speaking of
some
the one,
objects, and even
the
then, I'll
classic
probably
Smite
fuck that
ability,
up too.
I'll remove
Ricochet.
myself up.
Let's talk about Ricochet, Pon.
I'll go
Yeah,
here
so
for now.
Ricochet. It's
Oh
gonna
wait,
be
what was the thing that
ability-
they talked about?
Additionally, a mark of the golden crow will fly at the person who ever triggered this. So
Oh.
if someone crit you or if someone hits you for 20% of the health, a mark of the golden crow will automatically fly out.
Oh,
to them,
that's
which means
good.
that you can potentially then.
That's pretty powerful.
That is super
potentially even
cool.
On someone else, you can stun them
What?
with your one.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's super
Sweet.
cool.
All right. Speaking of the one, the classic Smite ability,
Fair linkage.
I'll remove
Ricochet.
myself
Let's talk about Ricochet, Pon.
Me
Yeah,
too,
so
Sanjay. Me
Ricochet,
too.
It's, gonna
It's
be
not
the
quite there
ability
yet,
you'll love.
but
you're gonna hit it off the wall.
I feel like it's almost there. What
I
I want to do is I want to learn how to do more Unreal Engine stuff so I can bring him in and like when people are explaining, okay, you go to this panel and you activate this thing, I at least know because there's bound to be like an update that went through. So I'll have to know how to find that panel or any of that type of shit. So I at least want to understand how I navigate and how I do that stuff before I bring the character into Unreal Engine. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start by making an environment and hopefully through that, learning that and the blueprints and stuff, like I have a course that I'm following for it. Hopefully through that, then I'll be able to bring the character in.
rules and everything.
Yes.
The only thing it has is the additional component of intelligence scaling and a nice little line of text that says Ricochet bounces an
Yeah.
additional time
Yes.
if you have 400 or more intelligence.
My God.
So,
Oh,
the,
shit. That's crazy.
How much damage is that going to
If
be?
you want to get extra trick shot capability, incling ramping up the Ricochet bonus damage, if you get more and more intelligence,
Looks nice
if it gets
as well,
up to
the one.
400 intelligence, you will
Animation
get that
looks
extra
good.
shot. The important thing to note is that his intelligence scaling is actually less than his strength scaling. So if you go a high int build, you're not
It's
really
not,
dealing
though.
more damage. There's things on his 2 that actually kind of push him even more potentially bruisery. But we thought that if you get high enough, that force shot could absolutely make it so that if you land that force shot on someone,
Yeah.
you can obliterate someone. So if you want to play super bursty 𝐿, you're gonna have to hit the 4th bounce.
Not gonna lie
I
to
know,
you.
Pon,
I
you
feel
were
like they
talking about
definitely
it's
could have
probably gonna be
invested
one
into
of
some
the
better
hardest
lighting for
hitting
this
abilities in the game
for
to
this
be able to
group
hit
here.
that
That's
full
kind of
stop.
messed up.
Yes.
Because there is travel time involved with it as well.
Yeah,
Right?
there's
You
travel
gotta
time.
line it
Actually,
up.
Yeah, like
actually
it's
getting
70
it.
strength,
You buy,
55
you have to
in.
buy
That
intelligence,
is
you'll
better
get
for in
some,
scaling
yeah,
because
as well.
items have way more in.
And as I go and buy some
Roger, who he
intelligence
exists.
here, I will show it off.
You can also
On
see
my-
our
Look at that
beautiful
tempo.
I got as far as to import my vehicle, but as far as the hovering and moving, I'm stumped. Hovering and
This is
moving.
not the optimal-
Are you talking about with the camera? Or are you talking about like in the viewport or the level editor thing? Because that right there is just right click and use WASD to be able to move around.
build, but I do have more than
You can scroll up or down to move faster or slower.
400 intelligence. Pon, should I go ahead and fire the 3 to help me get back to lane a little bit quicker?
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
talk
Use
about
your
the plus
3
1.
to get back to lane.
Oh, it's like
Yeah,
the
you're,
old 3.
moving a little bit there.
Yeah.
That was
Old
actually
3.
something that Hui had in OG Smite 1. I actually don't remember if it went live or if it was just in his
It did go live.
Yeah, it did.
But he was actually able to
I remember it got changed to that. Did it get changed back?
get that extra bounce there.
Ooh.
Did he one shot
Finding
the
the
CV?
right angle to actually get it is pretty tricky, but that's the challenge.
Whoa.
That hurt quite a bit.
What?
So we are using the
Dude, that's intense. That's
body
intense.
tech that we've used in a few places.
Wait, scroll wheel for movement speed? How have I never seen this in any other game? Game. Holy shit, that sounds amazing. No. Different. That's also, I think Tarkov has that. I think Tarkov has something like that. But no, this is I was talking about for Unreal Engine.
Now where that kind of like conditional movement that changes over time.
Who drew the thumbnail for the stream on YouTube? Oh, that was Metz, a friend that did a lot of the drawings for the YouTube thumbnails. But I don't know what happened to Metz, if I'm being honest.
You basically get a nice little burst of speed as you first get up into the air, and then you have a little bit of control. This just lets you more effectively chase, more effectively reposition, just adjust if you need to. It also just makes the ability not feel so statically stuck. Like every time I went back to play Smite 1 after this to like make sure I was getting parity with Hui stuff, I was like, oh man, I'm like actually just completely stuck when I cast this ability.
Hey, what's up, Brother
It just feels
Darkness?
nice.
How you doing, dude?
Cool. And then I did skip over the
Just trying to make it
but
hover
it's got some of the
first?
same interactions from Smite 1. So if you've got your Mark of the Golden Crow up, you will still stun from the 1.
Hover.
So you actually have right now the other component because you
Oh,
can
the
see
car?
the
Or the vehicle?
Oh, yeah, let's look at it.
So let's
I don't know why I
look at
thought
it.
car,
So
but the
Mark has
vehicle?
2 states.
I don't know.
If your strength
I
is
thought you
higher
just
than
meant like how you maneuver around the area. I don't know after that. Brother Darkness, thank you for the roses, dude. It's a hover vehicle.
Marked enemies
Interesting.
take the bonus physical damage. So this is the
What is it
passive
for,
that
if you don't mind me
used to
asking?
On Mark of the Golden Crow. Why int is higher
Okay.
than strength, marked additional effects are amplified. So
Hmm.
it's not in here. I actually fixed the tooltip today. The stun goes from 0.2 to 0.6 seconds longer.
Oh.
The knockback gets up to...
Dude, I really
45 to
don't
65%
understand the way
stronger,
that
and your
builds
slow
work in this
gets
new
up to
game,
5
to be
seconds
honest.
longer in duration on the ultimate.
It throws me off
you
so
can bring
much.
harder CC effects if you go higher intelligence. That's
the-
kind
They
of
working
what
on a
I
racing
do,
game?
like,
Oh, that's
kind
awesome,
of a
dude.
bruisery build.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Like
How long you been
7
working on it?
seconds
And
slow.
because also, like, as you lose health, you can mark other people. You can potentially spread that out to multiple targets.
Yeah.
So, is it basically, do you want to bring this extra utility to your team, or do you want to actually bring more just direct damage to your team with the strength side of things?
Sweet.
That's a cool mechanic, though.
All right, I think we've talked
Like
about
abilities that have a different effect if you're
pretty
in
much
this higher.
all
or
the
So
lower.
far, this
except
looks
for
exactly the same as old
I'm gonna
Hui.
fire it off to the side first, and we can talk about what's immediately visible. What's going on with the ultimate here, Pawn?
Yeah,
Oh
so you
my
can
God.
see there's like a sun in the ground. That's the first sun that he shoots down, and that's actually a blocker. It will knock people away when it lands. It blocks the area, and most importantly, you can ricochet off of
Yes.
this. So this is
Oh.
a way for him to actually have access to
Okay.
something that lets him ricochet.
That's
if he's in the middle of an
cool.
area that doesn't have a great ricochet target, if he feels like he can actually place this on top of someone and knock them back and then try and get the double tap on them, that is completely something that they're able to do now. Just a lot of extra utility.
So it looks like
for
Maui
what
Landfall
kind of
or
felt
block
like
movement?
just giant team fight ults that didn't actually have much synergy with the rest of his kit.
Yes.
It now has pretty direct synergy with the reason that you pick who you.
I mean, it's cool. It
And
just
this,
seems kind
does
of like there's
block
not.
collision, so you can block
Yeah,
off
okay.
paths here.
Oh,
And then you can
okay.
refire it to bring it
That's
down.
cool.
I think the effects might be temp still.
Just
on.
seems like there's not a lot
Yeah, the
of
effects don't look great.
Nice. Yeah, it went out.
stuff going on.
So that doesn't stop the ult. It just gets rid of the sun.
Awesome. Sweet. Hui looking super sick.
Yep.
Lots of different build paths that you can go with Hui now. Fawn, I know you played around with the bruiser builds. Of
I mean,
course,
that's
your traditional
cool.
strength
I
builds,
just,
the crit builds are going to work really well with Hui
Yeah.
as well.
I don't know. I just feel like
The full int build is something that's super exciting to me for
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
potential.
I am ready to see how high people can get that fourth bounce, especially if you can somehow land.
yeah, I don't know. I just
The places where you can actually like do that reliably.
I know,
are
right?
Really limited.
I have a feeling there's gonna be people that immediately just go into a conquest and just walk around the map and figure out the bounce spots.
Yeah, that's also just
Yeah, who
another
you
part
men's
of
could be
these.
doing that.
I don't know. I feel like there's just not a whole lot that's different about him, which I don't feel like is necessarily a bad thing. I just don't know how I feel about it either. You know what I mean? Honestly, I might be playing this game in a little bit. Not today, per se. Maybe. Who knows? Everything is up in the air right now. But more just in the near future. My cousin and I used to play a lot of Smite 1, and he's about to leave for a solid bit of time, and he's asking what game we should play. I was like, oh, I don't know. We could try this out though, because I was like, I don't want to play Smite 2. I played a little bit of Smite 2, and it was like okay, you know, it was very okay, but the thing I was always missing was like, I just don't have a character that I really like fuck with right now. But Hui, I absolutely do. So I almost got a tattoo of the three-legged crow. Almost got that as a tattoo, dude. A few months. The hardest part is just putting it together. I've been using Maya, but I may just move to Blender. I don't have the money I don't have Maya money. You know what I mean? But Maya seems cool. Okay, so as far as this part is concerned, I'm trying to think of what we should create first. And I'm kind of split between two different parts. I'm split between making the forge and making the ceremony room. Eventually, once I get all this stuff all good to go, that's when I want to recreate the intro, the lore intro. But for right now, I think either I want to start off by creating the forge or the forging ceremony room. Did we figure out the schedule? We did not really figure out the schedule, no. Yeah, I don't really know what we're doing for the schedule at the moment. Which would probably be something good to be able to talk about. I just don't know what to do for it. What would be more beneficial? Either one, honestly. It's kind of just like me taking my first steps, so I just want to start getting into the practicing of it. You know what I mean? Isn't there a poll online? I think there's something like, nah. Sucks that there's no like poll to connect both of the things. I say we do the forge ceremony. I say forge ceremony room. Okay, we have 2 votes for ceremony, 1 vote for forge. Basically, like the place that I'm in right now, like here currently. Oh wait, it's probably easier if I hop over here. I don't know what this is gonna do to the TikTok feed. Good luck. Oh, it didn't do anything. You know, I guess I could go to the ceremony room. Oh yeah, so basically either that room there, if the audio went out, sorry, it's a bugged room. We can either do that room over there, or we could go over here.
Yeah, we could also do this one. What? Speak up? Sorry, like as soon as this happened, I had to help out Hannah. We good though. So this is the ceremony room. And so we could do this one. We could definitely do this one. Oh yeah, linkage. Let me catch you up on this real quick. So, oh wait a second. Wait. Is Joe mad? I'm not gonna remember to like change your name, so I'm just gonna put it as Joe Mad. Is Joe Mad here? Joe Mad? Hello? Foul play? You're here? Cool! We can actually do your ceremony real quick. Here, let's Ladies and gentlesmiths, welcome to a forging ceremony. Here you are placed in one of 3 factions. Either the Solar Smiths, the Iron Smiths, or the Shadow Smiths. now. It is not for you to decide what faction you're a part of. It is not for me to decide. It is for the Forge to decide your fate. And the Forge has spoken. Foul Play, aka 𝐿 on Twitch. Thank you so much for coming on over with that Twitch Prime. And by the power invested in me by none other than the Forge itself, I would now like to welcome you into the Shadow Smiths. 𝐿, welcome to the Shadow Smiths, and welcome to your newest family. Okay, so, getting back to business, this is the ceremony room, and, I guess we could make something like this. Although it does have some NPC kind of dudes in the back, huh? I'd have to learn how to make the lava, but the thing I am actually making is the lava too right now, so I guess we could theoretically do this. This would have a lot of different effects that I could learn how to do as well. I suppose we could do this. Yeah, this is probably okay. Okay, let's do this one. And then we can do the Forge, like the place I'm normally in, a little bit later, once I maybe understand it a little bit better. I don't know. We'll try that out though. Yeah. Okay, I think this works.
Yeah, okay. So let's call this, what should I call this? Stream scenes, maybe? Stream scenes? Yeah, so that way I can have all my maps and all that type of stuff all within this one thing, and this one thing is the thing that has the stuff for the stream in the first place. Oh yeah, so to give you a little bit of information linkage, I'm remaking this guy. I'm doing a 3D version of him and making a whole new world and environment to put him into. This stream has a whole lore dedicated to it, and I'm basically just creating that now. And that's why I'm spending as much time as I am learning how to do this type of stuff. So yeah, that's how it works. Okay. I am trying to figure out how we want to do this. Where do I want to save this? I think I want to put this. If Shadow Smiths are / what are the other two? I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. I didn't say none of that. Let's do. Where can I put this? This is volume E. That's fine. Graphics. Okay, let's do 2025 stream rebrand. There you go. And let's open up a new thing here. UE Unreal Engine. Okay. And we'll do stream scenes. And this is where we will put it. And we will create it. All right. Would the hooded figure also have to be remodeled alongside the ceremony room, or will that be later? The hooded figure? Are you saying, Are
you saying this? Because this would probably just be an outfit that I put on, you know, and then it'd be fine.
If that's what you're referring to. Okay. We are here. We are here. So we have this little area here. And, we got all the stuff looking pretty solid. This kind of gives like a good idea for some of this. Yeah. We are on the way to making the things. Okay, so how do I want to do this? Is the real question. Okay, so we have this here. I guess we... Do I want to just delete this, or do I want to make a new one? I'll probably just make a new one. Let's pin. Oh, that's not pinning. Dock and layout. Here we go. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if I should. So the other thing that I was watching, he made a new thing. So I guess I could make a new thing. We'll just do it as a basic world here. There we go. And I guess we'll just add in the thing. So if I hit play here, the only thing is that, like, I don't have the character on here. And he never really explained that. For him, the character was just already loaded. So I wonder if I could just... How do I load that in here? There's the player start, which is here. How do I load that I'm the player? I don't know. I'll figure that out later. I don't think I really need that right now. Yeah, I don't think I really need that right now. Okay, so the way that this is laid out is you're walking into this room, essentially. And it's a big circular room. So I guess we just make that stuff. The one thing I know I'll need is the mannequin. So how... Can I just drag this dude in here? Oh, I can't. Oh. Oh. Did I fuck up? Is he just here? Oh, yeah, he's here. Hey, buddy. Okay. Cool. I am doing things. Oh, wait. Why is this animation tab here? I don't want to be in animation mode, I don't think. Landscape? Oh, no. Selection? Okay, there we go. Yeah. I don't need the animation part. I just need this guy to be able to... Yeah, just going the right way, I guess. There we go. Let's move him over here. Okay. So this is just going to help me out with some of the scale stuff, I guess. Let's start adding in some of the things. Although I need things as well. This ceremony room seems kind of lame. Add a surf map so the zoomers don't get bored. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Just surfing all around the lava and shit. So the otter's hood guy all along? I don't think that's ever been a mystery. I don't think that's ever... I think I've been very open with that. Did that come off as mysterious before? Okay. Otter is evil? I never said it was evil. There's nothing evil about it. You thought it was like a known secret? Not really, no. It's pretty known that the otter is the reason why the forge is even reignited to begin with. Like that's kind of the nickname of the otter's character, is the igniter. He's the igniter because he reignited the forge. The forge had been dormant for so many years. So many years. Otter is not malicious, but he is
delicious.
Okay. I've run into my first issue. I've run into my first problem. I need assets. Let's see. Don't want to open this up on stream, mostly because there's some things on here that will probably get me banned. Oh. There's a bunch of assets for sale already. That's pretty cool. $100, and that's on sale. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's fun though. I just need like blockout stuff. I wonder if they have that type of shit. Let's go shop marketplace. I know that you guys can't see this. I'm sorry. Block out. Let me just see if they have anything just for cool blockout stuff. Landscape. Oh, that's not how you spell landscape. Landscape. Was good, Jacob. Buckeye, hello, hello. Has been a minute. Where you been at, dude? These are a bunch of references and stuff. I was just trying to see if I could find. Oh, that's cool. What is this? That's super cool. That's cool. 150 mystical walls. Ooh, that's cool. I'm going to favorite you or add to my wish list. Okay, maybe I can show this on stream. Okay, so basically, I'm trying to see if I can find blockout stuff. I could theoretically make it, but I'm just wondering if there's a way for me to just have the blockout stuff already. You know what I mean? I'm just not seeing that as a thing. So I was trying to see if that would be possible. Oh, that's just volume 5. There's 4 of the volumes? That's great. Let's stylize stuff. See a lot of reference pictures. That's cool. Doesn't really, like, it's not for the thing I want to do, but it's pretty cool. Oh, that's really nice. Wish list. I tried looking up blockout. Let's see. Just rocks. Don't make me get the spray bottle filthy. Hey, chill out, y'all. Is this Red Dead 2 music? Yes. Yeah, I have that going on in the background right now. If I do 3D models. I guess I could just make the things. Right now, we're just kind of doing a rough block out anyway. Although part of me kind of wants to go into Blender and to, What can I add in here? Oh. What is this? 3D assets? Oh. This is pretty sick. Is this just free shit I can use? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Can I just... Is this just free shit? I'd wind up, like, making my own shit probably, but... This would be useful. Be just low quality. Sign in. Shoot. Continue. Oh. Fuck, what was that? Got him. Start with making the floor lava. I don't know how to do that, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm going to start off with the rock part, because that's what I did learn. and go with that for the time being. You know what I mean? I just prefer living in the Tales of the Toxic type wallpaper. Oh, is this the right account? Yes, continue. Allow. Red Dead 2 is a really good game. I've never played it, but I know it's a really good game. I agree. Get started. I have to subscribe to get this? Is this expensive? A lot of this says free. Can I not? What? Is this expensive? Um, 3D. Environments. No. Would any of this stuff work? Maybe nature, actually. And we'll do rocks and stones. Oh. You do have price. Okay. I just want free. This is free. That is also free. I like this. Let's do this one, and let's do this one. I like that. Reference only. That's all I'm going to be using it for anyway. Add to my library. And add to my library. Cool. Okay, so now it's in my library. How do I go to my library? Oh. Is it here? Sign in. Hey, what's up, Miggy? How you doing, dude? Wait, so did it happen? Okay, I did the thing. So how do I check my library? I've never done this part. I'm not gonna lie. What's up, Dario? How you doing, dude? View in my library. Okay, so it's in my library. How do I see that here? Is it in the fab thing here? Chilling, same shit. Jim and waiting for jobs I applied to call you back. Hopefully you get them, man. It's hard as hell to find a job. So good luck to you. Oh, it's been super hot. Insanely hot. Hmm. 3D. How do I check what my fucking thing is? How do I check what my stuff is? Is this the library? Oh yeah, my library. Oh, here we go. Okay. Drag that in there and drag this in here. There we go. Well, that don't seem right. Why is this not loading in? Let's go content. let's do. Wait, where's this level at? I guess it's not saved as anything. Let's go content. We'll do a new folder. We'll do this ceremony. Room. Yeah. Actually, let's do levels. Drag this into here. Move here. Ceremony room. Let's do save. And we'll save this in the level ceremony room. That's what we'll call this. Level ceremony. Whoa. Did you hear that? Do you hear this right now? That sound in the background? It's a crazy thunderstorm happening right now. Hopefully we don't lose power. Knock on wood. Yeah, hopefully not. What's up, Laxum? How you doing, dude? Let's see. Level ceremony room. 001. Safe. Yeah, no, I agree. I will outcast for sure. And we'll do assets. Okay, so I'm here and I'm in my library. Can I not? Is that not doing the thing? I don't get it. How do I? Oh, add to project? Low quality? Medium? View in my library? It's here. Am I tripping, dude? Where's this shit at? Branded? No. Add to project. I'm confused. I am confused right now. Can't add fab object to project Unreal Engine 5.6. Got face rigging the work? Oh yeah. Where do I have that saved? Yeah, we got the face rigging stuff to work. This is a little bit earlier on than what it currently is, but this is live right here, for instance. This isn't like a rendered out thing, you know? I cleaned it up a bit more than what you see here, but you can kind of see how it's all working. You think it's for UEFN, not UE5? What's UE? Oh, is that Unreal Engine Fortnite? Oh. Not available for use in Unreal Engine. Oh. Good eyes. I didn't see it. But yeah, you can see like it's doing the things, which is cool. The fur is technically attached to it. It's very taxing on my system, so I can't do that. Thank you for pointing that out. I just saw that. Huh. Well, shit. I need a thing then. 3D environment. No. I need nature. And Need it to be free. Need it to be a rock. Is any of this stuff available in Unreal Engine? Sounds good, Linkage. You visited college yesterday? That's exciting. How did that go? Just need a simple rock. It's a rock formation, but I just need a rock. It's just for the block out. I'm not even trying to do anything crazy with it. You know? Ooh, this might be a big one. Hold on. Is it? Oh, yep. That's a big one. That's a big boy right there. Maybe this one. Maybe this could work. Oh, this is also probably going to be a big one. Oh, yeah, that was closer. Sound like you dragged a wood chair across the floor? A wood floor? Yeah, no, it's loud out there. It's coming down. Oh, is it hollow underneath? Or is that just the shadow? No, it looks hollow. That's not gonna work. Why is it so hard to find a rock, bro? Oh, another one? Do it. Say the things. Express it. Ooh, yep. Ooh. Very loud. What about this one? What'd you miss? It's storming outside. Listen to the storm. Ooh. Okay, I like this. Let's do this. Add to project. Okay. Nice. Okay, I got it now. So now it's here. There we go. Nice. Okay. Oh, this. Every time I see the lights flash, it's just. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, that. Lupa. Thank you so much for the raid. Feels like long time no see. What you been up to, Home Slimes? Thank you, thank you, thank you. How's everybody doing? I'm Blacksmith. We're currently working in Unreal Engine at the moment. Had to raid and dash, fair enough. How you doing, C? We're doing some Unreal Engine stuff right now to make a room that we have for the new VTuber character I'm working on. I'm fucking up some Stadium in Overwatch. Stadium? What does that mean? You were playing Overwatch? I didn't know you played Overwatch. Mini ranked. Oh. You violently hate those dumbass plane levels? Plane levels? What are you talking about? You did until 2 weeks ago? Who do you play? Ooh. Is this a big one? Maybe? Very bright lightning. Oh, yeah. No, that was a bigger one. Definitely a bigger one. At least it suits Smith's character and Otter looking for a rocket it likes. Fair. That's very fair. Ceremony room. Is it in here? No. 3D. Assets. Move here. This one might be big. It's just so fun, like, watching the lightning happen. Yeah. Oh, shit, I heard that one? Yeah, you should be hearing this. Should be coming through. Might just leave a mic out, like pointing at the window just for you guys to hear it. It's probably a little bit harder to hear it because of the gate I have. The noise gate. Oh, let me see if I can change it real quick. It might sound weird, but it is kind of cool at the same time. Is it this? Yeah, it's a noise gate. 34.2. So I can lower that down. You can kind of hear everything. You hear the rain. Hey, Yokai. You okay, baby? Zen Reaper. You're a Zen, dude? Oh, man, I love Zen. Zen's my favorite. Zen is my favorite. You know, I'm thinking about doing some stuff in C. Smite Dos. Because Hu Yi is in the game now. Oh, hell yeah, see? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, it's snapping. I forgot how... Is it this? This is changed. Oh, it's probably just this stuff. Okay. Because it was over there, I think. And then that was over here. Let's turn this off. Oh. I felt the static in that one. The rain is calming. I agree. I'm just going to leave the gate down for a little bit. Oh, inactivity in the studio. So you should be able to hear, like, basically all the things, like all the clicks and all that type of stuff. But, I mean, like, you can hear it. There we go. Let's expand this size up quite a bit. All right. So I'm trying to think of how we should do this. Oh, interesting. There we go. There we go. That's cool. You felt the static. Hopefully you don't lose power. That would be nice. Let's save this real quick. Oh. God damn. That shook my chair. And yeah, I'm hearing like little in my earbuds as it happens. Super jealous of you. We'll see what happens though. Don't get zapped. I plan on not. Honor speaks to you about Unreal Engine 5 and fantasy lore with a thunderstorm in the background. That's my ASMR. I got you. If you guys have any questions about the lore stuff too, I'm totally down for it. How about we don't say that, DK? That'd be cool. Nice thumbnail. No, thank you, Danger. I'm glad you dig it. How have you been, Dosey? I feel like I haven't really like talked to you in a bit. Trying to figure out how I want to do this. Oh, I just made a copy accidentally. That's interesting. Hold on, let me make a folder here. Block out. Drag both of these into block out. Ooh. There we go. Okay. Ooh, too fast. Trying to figure out how I want to do this. I have like a rock here that I want to try to make into a bunch of different types of rocks. You had to lay on the floor with your dog when it rained up here? Well, there's a new cat in the house right now, so I'm wondering how she's doing with the storm. I really don't know how she reacts to it. There's a hotkey for making a copy when you're manipulating transforms. It might be the Alt key or Shift. Yeah, it seems like it's Alt, like it is in some other programs. I just accidentally did it, but it's no problem. I'm gonna need to make a bunch of these anyway. Okay. So the good thing is that this is a very natural looking thing. I wonder if there's anything. Oh. Yep. That's crazy. I didn't answer your lore question. Are there multiple locations of the Smith Academy, or does everyone just go to one? There's only one Smith Academy location. Only one. And it's very it's neutral ground as far as the civil war type shit going on. When it thunders, your mouth moves. Ayo. How do I make it so that it's just good for Unreal Engine? You know what I mean? How can I just know that? Is there a way for me to just know that? What did I grab? I forgot what it is that I even grabbed to begin with. So many things for Fortnite. Oh, Rock Pack. Oh, that's perfect, I think. This actually could probably work even better. It's just a bunch of different types of rocks I can make things with. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh, wait. Buy now. Personal. Add to project. Sure. 5.4, I guess. Nice. That's even better. That's more better. Because I have more options now. Are you trying to make a volcanic rock? At the moment, it's just a block out. So essentially what I'm doing right now does not matter for the style of the rock, for instance, right? Right now, I'm just trying to get like a rough idea of what the layout is going to look like to begin with. You know what I mean? So that's why this is actually super useful, because it gives me the ability to add in a bunch of rocks of different varieties. What is this? Shit. Hold on. Oh, I didn't add it to my library. I just added it to the project. Fuck. I forgot how to find the thing. Is it in Fab, Megascans, 3D? It's Nordic Rock. I think that's just the thing I have here. Yeah, it is. Content? Is it this? I think it is. I'm going to take this into levels. Move. Hold on. I'm going to move this into the... I thought Ceremony Room had asset folder. Assets. There we go. Let's go to content here. Put this into the assets folder. Move. Yes. So you're just setting a set of scale, essentially. Yeah. So whenever you do art stuff, right? The way that you do art stuff is that you start off with a simple object, right? You start off with a simple block out of what it is that you're trying to do, right? And then from there, that's when you start adding in some of the secondary details, right? Like starting to get some of these other forms and shit added in here, right? as far as how it is that you're wanting to expand upon the thing that you're working on, right? And then that's when you start to add in all the little tiny details of the thing, and it gets rid of some of the blockout stages and shit like that. But ultimately, it's good to have like those forms that build out the more and more that you work on it. And that's essentially what I'm doing here for this, is I'm just working on the blockout stage of it, so I know where I need to put the things and how I need to set up the things. You know what I mean? I just keep thinking you got shit for being a Lutra in the academy. I'm not going to survive long without throwing a hammer at someone's kneecap. Well, to be fair, like, the Lutrinarians don't go to the Smith Academy. I'm like this character is the first and only Lutrinarian that ever went to the Smith Academy. You know what I mean? Even the Bronze Tails, they don't go to the Smith Academy. They just learn stuff based off of what they learn from trading and things like that, you know? Is this for the intro video? This is for a ceremony thing that we do for the stream. So whenever you're a brand new member on YouTube or subscriber on Twitch, whenever you join in that way, we do a ceremony for you and we put you in one of the 3 factions. So we have a ceremony room, and that's basically what we're making in here. Do you know the one thing I don't like about UE5 is the ghosting that happens? Ghosting? What do you mean? What ghosting? Is there ghosting that's happening right now? Have you figured out what other races are in the world? I think you mentioned humans, Lutras, and those deer guys. I haven't refined it down completely, but in the current timeline, as far as if there's still the Forgeborn have to be defeated before the other races can come back about, right? So there was a time before the Forgeborn where there were a bunch of races. Then the Forgeborn happened, and it got rid of those races. And then one Forgeborn died, and those races came, and then that race came back. But the other races are still trapped within the Forgeborn. The Forgeborn ended racism in like the worst way possible. If anything, they actually just made it that much worse. Because there really wasn't any of that until that happened. Because everybody just, like, all the different races just knew that the other races had existed and that they were all made for a thing. But then, you know, you just don't have that anymore. Okay, so let's see. So we have this. Let's rotate this around. And this is such a weird environment to move in, to be honest. Okay, so we're going to do this. And I wonder if I want to stretch this out even more so. Just a really long pathway kind of thing. Let's have this raised up a good bit, slightly angled upward, and then I'm going to Make this guy here. Bring it back a bit. And rotate it inwards. Lower it. Yeah. Everything's a chapel. If you really think about it, I'm not wrong. You know, everything at the end of the day is a chapel. What's up, 𝐔𝐍𝐆? How you doing, dude? Let's do that. So it is still raining. I haven't really noticed any lightning happening at the moment, so I might turn the music and stuff back on. And turn the threshold back up. There we go. Speaking of, not a fun question, but were there not nice words for other races? Not essential, but it seems like every culture has something. Probably. There's probably something, you know, that that man calls the Lutrine. The other words don't really exist yet because the other races aren't really back in the world yet, kind of thing either. You know what I mean? If anything, man is just really bad against other man, especially that aren't smiths, like smiths compared to other smiths, kind of thing. Like, that's not fun. That causes a bunch of issues. Go. Let's go here. Yo, CSM, thank you for the follow on TikTok, dude. I don't think I heard a thing go off, but thank you for it, man. I appreciate it. How you doing today? Okay, let's drag this more here. I forgot how we do snapping. Is this snapping? Surface? I think that's snap to the surface now. Doesn't look like it though. Oh, here we go. Look at that. I did learn something from that video. Love to see it. Okay, so now if I hit play, I might need to change. I'm gonna change that player start. Player start. Let's go up here. There we go. Just place this like right here kind of thing. Player start. Okay. Going around right here. And if we're like in the face of this guy here, kind of see some of this stuff. So I might move him back a little bit. Okay, we're starting to do some things though. What's up, Fuzzy? We are currently creating the forging ceremony room that we have. In our world. I can imagine the stag race being called stickheads. Like robots and clankers and elves and knife ears, dwarves and stumpies. Yeah, stuff like that. You know, there's definitely stuff. But I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think at least at the moment, my first thought isn't, what are some fantasy racial slurs I can introduce to my world? You know what I mean? I haven't even like figured out the races, let alone like, how do I degrade them for their race? Not something we want to think too hard about. I mean, eventually, you know, but maybe not right at all. Ooh. How do we infuse hate into this world? There's plenty. Trust. We just haven't gotten there yet. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what other rocks we can add into this scene. So I guess we can add. Let's add the main platform here. So let's do that. Let's get the scale and just fucking zoot. And then zoot. There we go. Good little platform area. I like it. Okay. And let's scale it this way a bit. And we will rotate it 90 degrees. There we go. It's alpha to you, Fuzzy. Come on. Watch how hard you are, dude. You ain't figured out the derogatories before the races? Seems kind of backwards. I agree. I agree. But we can only do so much. How's this looking right now? Okay, I don't want it to be like too far, but definitely far enough. Actually, hold on. Let me move Homeboy back real quick. I gotta turn on Snappy again. Have him about like right here, maybe. There you go. So you're walking down this path. And then you're here. There we go. Meanwhile, you're here. Seeing this. It's not too bad, I guess. That's crazy, DK. This isn't a D&D type world, is it? What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Let's drag this over here. Rotate this around a bit. Maybe something like this. Here. And we'll raise this up. Lower that down into something like this. A little bit of angle to it, maybe. Dungeons and Dragons. No, I know what D&D is. I just don't understand what you mean by it's not a D&D type world. What do you mean by that? Because I guess any world could be a D&D type world, right? Because you can make a campaign out of it. It's over Mannequin. I have the high ground. Shut the fuck up. So stupid. There we go. Let's do something like that. Rotate it here a bit. Let's actually do something like this. Inwards, downwards, inwards. We'll do this. Rotate it this way. Let's bring out the scale again. Let's bring it in here. Up here. And rotate that in as well. There we go. Something like that. Dead by Daylight had an update today. What they introduce? What is new in the world of Dead by Daylight? Okay, so let's see. Play here. You just confuse yourself? It's all good. It is a fantasy environment, if that's what you're asking. Technically, there are no campaigns set up for it at the moment, but it doesn't mean that there can't be. You know? There we go. Something like this. I think I might have this. Scale it inwards maybe, or outwards, and then just move it closer. You know, do something kind of similar, I guess, to this ordeal, I guess, maybe. And then let's grab this one. Oh, wait. Yeah, this one. Is this all going to the right place? It is not. Grab all these. Grab it into block out. There we go. After graduating the smithing academy, do they have a ceremony to determine what faction they go to? Essentially, yeah. Essentially, that's the idea. So the whole idea is that you present your mark to the forge, and the forge like dictates what happens. You know what I mean? So before my character reignited the forge, it was more just like a ceremonial kind of thing. There wasn't any, like, you didn't actually present it to like that kind of thing, right? It was just more like a blessing of, oh yeah, you passed, good job, right? You did the things that you needed to do, you passed, good job, kind of shit. Well, I don't know, maybe. I'm thinking about that now. I need to think about that. I need to think about that part. Because I know what happens after my character. So my character is a ceremonial forge keeper. So his whole thing is he makes that for the, what's it called? Like, he does the ceremony part, if you will. He does the ceremonial part. And during that, his own mark shatters. Because he's not meant to be a smith. Right? But I'm trying to think of what before that. Because I keep on saying my character had to reignite the forge in order for it to get to that point. Back to that point. You know what I mean? What other outcomes could there be from the forge? You either get placed in one of the 3 factions, or your mark shatters. I wonder after graduating. Oh, yeah. Yeah, either that or it shatters. So, for instance, mine, if you look at the clothing for my character, if you look at the clothing for my character, personal, AV, progress. Here we go. You can see that the mark is broken. And that's on purpose. That's not an accident or anything. That's not just because it looks cool. It shattered. It broke off here. It broke off at the top here as well. Like, it just broke off in a bunch of pieces, and he had to put it back together to be able to have it still. But yeah, his shattered. So he still holds on to it. And it represents more of like where he came from now, but it did ultimately shatter. Because he wasn't meant to be a smith. And there's a couple, like there's a bunch of people that wind up going through, and, you know, they go through the Smith Academy, but they're not meant to be a smith. And before, that was not a bad thing inherently, but it kind of got lost as to why people didn't become a smith. And it became more of a, you have upset the forge, and thus the forge wants nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? Does the forge tell you? You just have to figure it out? You just have to figure it out. Not everyone's meant to be a smith. You know? Not everyone is meant to be a smith. Is that Laura here? It is, Miggy. So if someone is born with parents that are in ironsmiths, does that mean they aren't in a faction? Could they theoretically be placed in shadowsmiths since the forge decides where they go? Essentially, yeah. Essentially. I'm trying to think of how I want to do the thing, though. Okay, let's say this. So prior to my character reigniting the forge, there was a ceremony that would happen. However, it was not through the appropriate channels, because the whole idea is that when you're presenting it to the forge, you're presenting it to Omya. What's up, Luz? Or Luz? Luz? What you gonna play? We're currently working on some stuff in Unreal Engine actually right now. So we're doing some essentially a level creation at the moment. I'm kind of doing a blockout stage as we see here. This is for the ceremony room. Yeah, so the do I have that plugged in? I do, but why don't I see it? Maybe it's on this. So before my character reignited the forge, there was essentially just a process that the smiths would do that would present it to a forge, and the mark either survived or it didn't. Every forge in some way channels Omya. But then there's also the forge. So theoretically, you could have a forging ceremony in any forge. But the forge is just it's like the place to go. You know what I mean? So if we're talking like, you know, you could go to a church, but then there's like the Holy Land. You feel me? So there's like a Holy Land area that you could go to be able to do your praying and stuff like that. But you could also pray at a church. It's that same concept, right? Same kind of idea. Then how did your character become a keeper? Well, like a Vatican? Exactly. Yeah, exactly like that, Dario. There's like a main place to go if you really want to truly be in the presence of Omya. But theoretically, you're always with Omya. You were always with the Forge. You know what I mean? Otter Pope. So when you present your mark to a forge, it will determine whether or not the mark is meant, that your mark is designating you as a smith or not. And it also kind of gives you saying like, hey, you are, the way that you create things, the way that you are, that you work, that you smith, you either innovate, you either innovate, you hold to your traditions, or you forge something solely out of passion. So one of those three things happens as you're creating this mark. Because this mark of the smith thing, right? Which, by the way, this symbol right here, very prevalent symbol. Creating your mark of the smith is a deeply personalized thing, right? When you create your mark, it is a piece of you. It's a piece of yourself. Right? It's not just a thing that you do just to do. It's who you are in your craft. And the Forge takes that in, and it determines whether, first of all, whether or not you are made to be a smith, like you are here to be a smith, and how it is that you go about your smithing. So if you are trying to innovate and come up with new ideas and revolutionize things, you'll probably wind up being a solar smith. if you're very stuck to your traditional ways and believe that the ways of the past were the ways that need to hold strong and that there's value in that tradition, then you'd probably wind up being an ironsmith. And if it doesn't matter about either of those things and you solely just have a passion for the craft and a passion that you put your heart and soul into for it, then you're probably going to be a shadowsmith. Kind of filthy. You see, the way that you're thinking right there, I understand that you're making a reference, but the way that you're thinking there is the current way that a lot of the smiths wind up like viewing this stuff, right? The way that the current like aspects of it are, right? And it's not technically correct, to be honest. It's not really correct, but it's just the way that it's read and understood because of just changes naturally with practices. You know what I mean? Trying to find this thing here. God damn it. Archival? No. Trying to figure out where I put this goddamn thing. Maybe here. Rebrand. No, not that. Project files. After Effects? No. So if you're creating is spiritual, you're a shadowsmith, right? Or how does that work? Because you said if you're creating is innovative solar and traditional iron. Essentially. So it's just, you're not really necessarily following traditional things to create. And you're not necessarily innovating, right? You're not trying to like improve in an innovative or meticulous way. You're just making because it's what you feel. Like you're making it based off of the way that your heart is telling you to, essentially, you know? In the past, it would be more like Forge is guiding you to something better. It's just guiding you to something else. It does not mean that you're not cast aside. It's just you are meant for another purpose. And there are plenty of other purposes that you could have been made for. For instance, my character is a ceremonial forge keeper. And that's something that he had to discover by getting shunned from the forge. But the light did not go out, right? He was scared that if he presented his mark to the forge and it broke, that the light would go out, that the ignite, like him igniting the forge would have been for nothing. Because that was a strong moment. That was a powerful moment. But it didn't go out because he was meant to keep the forge. He was meant to reignite and be its keeper. And that's it. That's the important part. Do all marks of the smith have to follow the same type of design? There is a core design, and I actually, I think I even put that in the lore section of the Discord if you guys like wanted to make your own mark of the smith kind of thing, like your own smith mark. Yeah, I did. So, for instance, this is the one I made for my character, and then translate it into 3D. This is the main mark. This is your main mark right here. If you'll notice, it's also the 1 year badge. But this is the main shape of the mark. This is what a base looks like. But you're highly encouraged to make it your own. You know, you take this as your base and you do more with it. Even the mark that Oros has, which is what this is Oros's mark of the smith, you know, has his own stuff with it. And that's important. It's important that you take pride in what you do, no matter what. Is it this? Ceremony assets? Does it have to look somewhat the same? As long as it has that base shape, that's really what matters. The base shape is what matters, but you can add a whole bunch of shit to it if you want. Different materials to it, different additions, that kind of thing. So I assume an ironsmith wouldn't deviate, or at least put additions that are viewed as traditional. It's less about what is on your mark. It is more about how you went about creating it and what happened during its process. The forge looks not at the surface of it, but to the inside of it. It's very spiritual, you know. At the end of the day, the forge practices and teachings is very spiritual, you know. It's very spiritual. It has been put into certain personified ways to describe the way that it is, I guess, quote unquote, meant to be, you know, teachings and practices wise. It helps make it easier for people to understand as well, which is a big part of it. A lot of personifications and things like that to kind of give an idea for what the forge is, you know. Would the material matter? Not necessarily, Miggy. Not necessarily. By the way, if you ever wanted to know, the forge room, like the ceremony, these are all the assets for it right here. This was all created by Sheep. So all of this stuff here is actually like how it's animated. So this legitimately just like gets kind of like bigger as you're going through the hole, right? As you're going through the tunnel and you see all this. So this is like really scaled up because it's kind of like this when you're walking up to it kind of thing. And then you have the centerpiece here where my little guy comes out. And then this thing is like in the background and it changes to the solar or the iron or shadow, all that type of stuff. And then you have the stands of the people back here. Oh, which is all the homies right here. This is how this was created. If you guys were ever interested. I think it's pretty cool the way that this wound up working out. Now you want to try to make the Smith symbol? Yeah, go for it, dude. Go for it. Highly encouraged. So how would each faction make their marks, like trends you would see? It really comes down to an individual. You know? It really comes down to an individual. And what makes them who they are. You know what I mean? You like seeing how the sausage is made? It's cool, right? See all the little bits and pieces? I just needed this for reference, especially. Okay, so it kind of has this piece in the center here. A little bit different. So let's move this down a bit. I think with these things right here, just gonna hide it real quick. And create another mannequin. Oh, can I not? Oh, here we go. Okay. Just wasn't holding Alt down all the way, I guess. I don't know. Let's bring this down a bit. Look at Smith inspiring people to create things. Ultimately, that's one of the biggest teachings, ultimately, of the Forge, is inspiration for others. Creating is the biggest thing that makes a smith. you know? That's what Smith means. Smith means creation. Is it because they aren't in a faction when they make it, so it's up to them and they don't feel bound? I know you said it was spiritual and down to the individual, so there's a given. Essentially. I mean, you know, they still have their... Often, people who come from the place that they were born and the way they were brought up and all of those aspects wind up typically playing a part into their creation and thus into their place in the world, you know? So, like, if you come from an ironsmith family, for instance, you're probably gonna be an ironsmith. It's not guaranteed, but it's very possible, you know? There are plenty of cases where it's not the case, but typically you're probably gonna be an ironsmith because that's just the way that you were brought up and that's the way that you have understood the world, you know? Nothing wrong with it. It's just not always the case. There are plenty of cases where someone has not followed that same way. You know? They've found that their true calling is with another group. And it wasn't as big of a deal before all the current like stuff is now. You know what I mean? It wasn't nearly as big of a oh my gosh kind of thing because everybody still everybody was integrated anyway. You know, it was all still under the Mastersmith Council. So everybody kind of was just like, oh yeah, if you're not a part of this, like you're still a part of this family. But like you have other things going on and that's okay because it's just that's what the Forge has, like that's how the Forge has communicated to you, you know? It's a little bit different now with all the things that have been happening, but that's the idea. No, I know foul play. I'm just saying that's an important part. Like all these ideas and shit like that, oftentimes, not every time, but often, honestly reflect a lot of my own personal beliefs. And that is one of my personal beliefs. I feel very much like one of the things I love to do and feel like is the right thing to do is to inspire people. To want to do more, be better, and create things. To create. You know? So entirely individual and nothing like the future Solar-Smiths tend to make their marks with a unique alloy they've been playing around with, or the future Ironsmiths tend to do everything manually with hand tools and stick to older techniques of smithing. So when you go to the Smith Academy, there's a lot of different teachings that you go through. There's a lot of like fundamentals and stuff that you learn while you're there. And ultimately you just learn to, it's honestly just like a big like coming of age thing to begin with, right? Like your whole thing there is just you learning how to be an individual in the first place, right? So I guess it's kind of like going off to college in a lot of ways for people, right? Where it's like you are kind of there, yes, to learn things, obviously, but it's also very important that you gain the social skills, that you learn to interact with people, things like that, you know what I mean? And it's very much a similar way here, where you're just kind of discovering who you are as a person, and the Academy is just helping you out with that, you know? And typically, when you have people that go through it, they all bring their own things in the way of like, well, you know, the way I was raised is that we did this type of thing, this type of way. so they bring that to the academy as well, you know? So the whole idea is that with the academy, especially, is that people were learning about each other, and that's very valuable to have, you know, very useful to learn about other cultures, which is why it's a shame that a lot of it went to shit. You know what I mean? But, yeah. So, as far as the technique or any of that type of stuff, like I said, very much comes down to the individual, but typically it's just like, I don't know. Think about it like this. I go through a class with a bunch of students, right? I'm going through a class with a bunch of students, and I'm teaching them about different artistic techniques. We learn about impressionism. We learn about realism, surrealism. We see about the ways of like some of the historical stuff that happened with artists all across the world and throughout different periods of time. We learn off of some of the other people that are with you in the class. Like you see that one person is really good at drawing and one person's really good at working with clay. And, you know, so they're doing that. They're all like doing these different art forms. Some people are sculpting, some people are drawing, some people are painting, some people are doing stained glass, you know, all this type of stuff. Everybody's doing something artistic based off of the things that they were taught in the class. They've been exposed to so many different things, right? And then at the very end, your final project is make me a tree. Your final project is make a tree. Are you going to sculpt the tree? Are you going to make a stained glass portrait of a tree? Are you going to draw the tree? Are you going to make an origami tree? You know what I mean? Like there's a whole bunch of different things. And maybe based off of where you came from or some of the things that maybe you saw your parents do, like that influences like, oh man, I'm going to draw a tree just like my father used to, or I'm going to sculpt this immaculate pine that I saw my mother had when she was a child, you know, things like that, right? That typically winds up coming into this type of thing. But there's no real one way to design a tree. It still needs to resemble a tree. It still needs to be a tree, but different people are going to make different trees. And it's the same thing with this mark. Everybody's going to make different marks, right? Because it's who you are. You're not told you have to make a mark in this way. You're not told that you have to do anything specific when it comes to it, right? It just needs to be the mark. It needs to be your mark, and go forth. Take all the things that you have learned throughout your life and create your mark, right? And I realize that to you and me, right? Say, hey, go make your mark. Well, that might not make a whole lot of sense, right? But if I tell you, hey, go make a tree, then you're like, oh, I know what a tree is, right? To everybody in this world, saying go make a mark is essentially the same thing as go make a tree, right? Like everybody knows what a mark of the smith is. Everyone knows what a mark is for that, right? So it's not a confusing statement because it's just so common to see around. You know what I mean? Hopefully that explained it pretty decently. You see, it's stuff like this, like what I was just talking about, that I feel like if I had like a speed sculpting kind of thing going on in the background or any of that type of stuff, that I could explain it and it would be a good YouTube video. You know what I mean? That's where I'm trying to, I think I'm heading with this content stuff, is like, that is what it could become. You know what I mean? That's my thought. I don't know if it interests anybody, but maybe. Maybe. I don't know how to make that into short form content, but Okay, so let's see. How is this looking right here? So it's going to seem a little bit small right now because it needs to account for my character. But that's fine. I'll make it however it needs to be made when it happens. Okay. So let's add one of these guys in here. Let's turn this off. Let's make it like this. There we go. Let's increase the size of it quite a bit. What the fuck? What was that? Oh, it was the game thing. Let's do this and start moving this bad boy around. There we go. Yeah, so for instance, like with my character, he didn't really come from a background of smithing, right? So a lot of the way that like his stuff is even held on is either like he where's the thing at? Like for his Mark of the Smith that he made, right? It's like you have the main mark here that he made, but the brass that's just kind of hammered on there, right? And this part kind of happened a little bit later because this is when his glaive got shattered, and so when he grabbed a piece of it basically, and I mean obviously it's not super accurate because this part like should be off, but it's the base mark of it, right? The base idea of what I was going for. And then, but he put that on there and then he just tied it up. Like he could have probably made some type of metal thing here, but he wrapped it in rope because that's just kind of like where he came from. You know what I mean? This is just very resembling of who he is and where he came from. You know, ties to all the different parts of his life are in here essentially. And that's important. Like I said, it is who you are. Also, I see the ghosting thing that you're talking about. I forgot who brought that up. I see the ghosting thing, and I just wonder if that's just a byproduct of like a denoising solution that they have, so that way this all renders quick enough, you know? That's my thought anyhow. Let's see, let's increase the scale of this. Wait. Oh, world space? Why can't I do world space on this? That's weird. Control plus, or control. It's weird. It's not really doing the things. Oh well. So we'll do this. And we'll just rotate it around. Go something like this, maybe. The lava kind of comes out of here a little bit as well. Kind of surrounds this area a bit. Granted, this is going to be like made up a lot better, but this is a good rough idea of how it will come about. I'd love to see people's marks though, you know, like IRL, see what people make of the whole thing. There's a lot of, I guess, like personal touches that go into a lot of the crafts of the smiths, right? Because at the end of the day, as much as it's important that you're following like the practices and all that type of jazz, one of the biggest things that's important about it is you're kind to yourself and you're kind to others. Because the way that this really like breaks down, like the practices are very in your face for forged stuff. And again, it's that personification of things that it's not really exactly what it is, but like it represents that thing. You know what I mean? And that's the idea behind it. Ultimately, like some of the bigger practices are just you want to be kind to people because you are those people and those people are you, essentially, you know? There's this there's like the string of consciousness essentially that Almia kind of is, right? Is the embodiment of. And it is everything. It is you, it is me, it is the rocks that are here. It's like all, well, you know, it's like all that shit. There's well, maybe less the rocks, but more like the conscious. It's the life that is in the things. You know what I mean? The physical side of everything is its own thing. But the life in the world is all connected. And that's important. It's important to know. It's important to keep in mind and be good to each other, knowing that we're all connected in that kind of way, you know? Let's scale this way and this way some more. Bring it down a bit. There you go, something like this more. Bring it up a slight bit to here. You ever see that Japanese method of pottery called kintsugi? Could imagine something getting inspired from that. Is that the like the broken pottery that you put back together and like fill it up with like gold and shit like that, so that way it becomes its own piece again in a different life kind of thing? Yeah, is a really cool thing. I really like that stuff for sure. But that's another, I mean, even that kind of concept is very big into all the stuff here as well. You know what I mean? Like just because the Forge says, hey, you're not, what the hell just happened? Oh, weird. Just because the Forge says, hey, you're not supposed to be a smith does not mean that you're nothing, right? It just means you're not smith. Oh, this could be kind of cool. How does this thing go again? Bam, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's cool. I'll replicate that a little bit. Little tiny things. There you go. Oh, that's cool. Just learned a new camera move. Kind of moved with everything there. It's cool. Five big booms. Oh no. What's up, Cybun? Oh, Are those guys still relevant? Like, do they do anything anymore? Rather, I guess that's a better way to put it. Do they do anything anymore? I haven't heard anything about the Costco guys in so long, or Costco family now, or whatever it is. I don't think they do Costco stuff anymore. I don't know what the fuck they do. They hang out with Mr. Beast. Oh. Such a weird... There's something so weird about the whole family, like, they're not vlogging, but, like, the way that they do their shit is just so weird to me. Not into it. I think it's super damaging for a family. I think they're always involved with wrestling now. Weird. Such an odd family. Such a very odd family. It just feels almost wrong. You know? Let's add this. Okay, so you gotta walk through that maybe. Maybe that could be kind of cool. Yo, Sidebun. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Welcome in. Did you come in from the raid, or did you just find us by scrolling by? Let's do this. I'm just going to scale this dude up quite a bit. There you go. Wait, like that. And rotate it around. There you go. Just scrolled and I saw Unreal Engine, so I clicked. Oh, hell yeah. Well, welcome on in. I am still very much in the learning process of Unreal Engine, but welcome in. Is Unreal Engine something that interests you? As far as like something that you're wanting to get into? It's funny how the most viral part of that group is the Rizzler, who isn't related to the Costco guys. Who's the Rizzler? Is that like that kid? I'm trying to find a polite way to say it. There you go. A little, but I don't know anything. Ah, same. I am learning as I go. And go, it is slow. Very slowly. It's another kid? Ah, okay. How do I want to do this? I guess I could just like add this thing in here and then just make a rough version of the mark. Tar Heel, put yourself in timeout. You know better. And Zybun, I know you just got here, but do the same. You deserve that, you do. There we go. I'm just gonna kind of build like a rough version of this thing. It won't be exact, obviously. I'm gonna have to recreate the thing, but it gives like a good idea, I guess. It's really cool seeing this thing start to get built out, though. There we go. Maybe we'll just leave it like that. Okay, let's make another one. Start to do that. How much of a circle do I want this thing to be for the block out? Probably not anything crazy. Probably just be something pretty small overall. I wonder how you add the lava. You know, I don't really know. Like I said, I'm following a course right now, and funny enough, lava is one of the things that are being like added into it eventually. So I will get to that point where I do know. I just don't know right now. You know what I mean? I haven't gotten to that point. Right now, the only thing I've learned in it has been kind of what I'm doing now, which is more the block out. So I was like, oh, well, watching the way that I wind up learning this stuff is kind of just powering through a bunch of videos and then just like getting it down. But that's not really fun to watch. So I wasn't going to do that on stream. But, you know, I'll just take what I learned here, essentially, and try to apply it to my own thing. So that's what you're seeing here, essentially. It's just, this is the stuff I learned from the video, and this is how I'm applying it to my own project. And that's also kind of how I just learn in general, is that I will take something that I watched and then apply it to my own thing. And through that process is how I wind up learning the best. So I understand the concepts of what's happening instead of just inputting a bunch of numbers, and I can create my own thing. It's very possible, foul play. This is the this is a Red Dead Redemption 2 thing. So it probably has a bunch of that stuff in there. Traveling, ambient music for relaxation, meditation from Red Dead Redemption 2. I just figured it was like a bunch of stuff for kind of relating to a video game, but also is good some background audio for the stream. That probably won't get copyright stricken. Maybe, hopefully. Okay, so how does this look? Not looking too bad so far, I guess. I wonder if that's too high up. Or if that's okay. All this stuff needs to move, though. Where is all of that? All this. Bam, bam. Bam. Needs to move over here. Anyway, like right there in the center of it. Let's move it back a bit. And we'll lower this down maybe a hair as well. I wonder if I should just leave it up like that. That way you're mostly focused on the shit I got going on here. For like me kind of thing there. And then that's just kind of happening in the background. Will there ever be a day and age where you stream Blade and Sorcery? I don't know. I don't like saying like absolutely no to a majority of things if I can help it. There are obvious exceptions to that. But I can't tell you when, per se. Depends on what's happening overall. He'll never stream Elden Ring again. Hey, I wouldn't even say that. I'm not a huge fan, but there might be a whole lot of stuff I could learn. There's definitely a whole lot of things I can learn from it, if anything. And that's super valuable. I wonder if I want this to be like steps. You know what I mean? Like giant kind of steps here. Or how I want this little intro area to be, you know? Is there a little room in the back? I mean, essentially. Yeah. I thought he'll never stream Rivals. Also very possible that I'll probably do it at some point. So you're saying there's a chance you'll play a Horse Girl anime game. Like I said, there are exceptions to the thing that I said where I wouldn't play anything, and that's kind of one of them. You didn't show the post-DLC content in Liza P? Did you end up exploring that off-stream? No. I didn't know there was post-DLC content. What's the post-DLC content? Can I? Do I just gotta shift grab everything? Let's go block out, and we'll make a subfolder, and I'll do walkway, and we'll make another one, and we'll do center. Then we'll do another one. Ooh. And we'll call it back walk. And then we'll do another one, and we'll do environment. There we go. That's pretty solid. So this, and this. Let's move that into the walkway area. What is this? This is a part of the center bit, along with probably all of this stuff as well. Drag all of this into the center. There you go. Nice. What's up, gummies? Solid as a rock, haha, get it? Do you get it? What's happening, gummies? Okay, so we got that. That's good. What else now? I guess I could add the back walkway. It's not bad. Do back walk, and we'll do this one. Make it big. I appear just to make bad jokes, and we hate to see it. True. But you're not the first. What's happening on your end? Let's just make this very big. There you go. Oh, how is that thing? Oh, I'm trying to remember what this is. I think it's like right here. We do this. I think it's like this. I can just be Control 1. Okay. So now if I ever am going around the world, I can just do Control 1. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay, I just hit 1. Okay, I see. So this is my Control 1. I can be back here as well. And do Control 2. So now I have my 1, I have my 2. That works. I like that. Okay. That just gives me like quick snaps so I can go over there to see how everything's looking. Smith, if you want a fantasy novel series you might like, I would suggest the King Killer Chronicles. A lot of it takes place in an academy and is about the main character learning the world's really in-depth magic system. I'm not opposed to it. I have been looking for some good books. I just finished Cloud Atlas, which was really great. And I actually just got 2 other books. One of them is also written by the same guy, called The Bone Clocks or something like that. Which I'm excited to start reading. And then the other one I got was one of those, like, it was recommended a whole lot to me from like TikTok people and YouTube people, and it was what is it? I heard really good things about it. Audible. Yeah, the Bone Clocks and the Sword of 𝐔𝐿. 𝐔𝐿? I don't know. You're reading Warhammer books, not gonna lie. I mean, Warhammer is great lore. It's not a bad call. My fear is that I have a couple fears for it. My fear is, one, I will start to get too into it and wind up making poor investment choices into things I definitely do not need, but definitely would try to convince myself that I do. Dude, honestly, it would be so sick to have a sponsorship from Audible. That'd be so cool. I just really dig Audible. I like what they got going on. Support it wholeheartedly. And I just would love to be able to influence more people to read, or I guess listen to books and such. Let's take all these, rotate it inwards a bit. Oh, awkward. There you go, something slightly like that. Okay. It needs to be a little bit further back as well. Bam. Let's move it out quite a bit. There you go. You can easily divide those into short form content too. What's that? Make some lore reading videos? As in, like stuff that I write? You think anybody would be interested in that? I think that's my big thing, is I just don't know if anybody would actually be interested in hearing about the lore stuff. Have you ever played or heard of Little Nightmares or Little Nightmares 2? I've heard of it. Never played it, though. I was having a real heart-to-heart with a buddy of mine today about the stream and all that jazz. And just realized that there were, like, up to this point, there's been a couple of people who have been, like, into the lore. But it's not really ever been a staple, honestly. Like, it's been something that's been like a cool little, oh, that's cool, this guy has a cool, like, little lore thing going on with his stream, but never something that's been really anything, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't even, like, know that it exists if you're not in the like in the stream and seeing all that stuff happening, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm kind of hoping that with this change of all the stuff that maybe I can incorporate it better overall. I think that'd be nice. I think more people could be into it, given the chance. Is your lore interactive? Interactive how? I mean, if you subscribe, I guess we have like a ceremony for you. And there used to be a lot more controls with like Blacksmyth to be able to do a lot more stuff, which kind of just has fallen a bit to the wayside. But a big part of that, I feel like, is honestly just because I am not the one doing the things. If that makes any sense. Like, I would hate to try to start doing it on my own, and last thing I would want to do is like offend Shaggy as well with that type of stuff. But I also feel like he's got a lot of stuff on his plate, and I feel bad asking him to work on Botsmith even more for things, you know what I mean? And that's not even saying if I could even do it. You know, definitely couldn't right now. I'd have to go through and learn a whole completely new thing just to make Botsmith work. Like, how do you utilize it to stand out? Essentially, yeah, exactly. I don't know. That has been a big, like, part of the problem as well. You know, is like, how do I use it to stand out? I feel like it is a big standout thing. And I think that when people do see it, they get pretty interested in it typically. You know, this is a nerdy thing. And, you know, it's kind of a lot of people's jam that hang out on Twitch is a bunch of fucking nerds. So it kind of just works, you know. But is it... I don't know. Is it... How can it be integrated better or more so in general? I mean, if there's activities for the factions that get them rewards, truly lore is fun. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we kind of had that with Botsmith before. Like you do the channel points that you see there, it was like you had you could do the channel points to be able to do all the things, and we even added a bunch of stuff to make that more interactive and enjoyable for that type of stuff. It just kind of hasn't taken off the same way it used to. And maybe that's just because maybe that's just on me for not showing it off the right way. Or because it's just a bunch of new people. I don't really know. I have a lot of my own canon I've written about my YouTube channel, but I barely put it out enough to show that to people. So if I started uploading again, I'd want to focus on those things. While a couple of us suggested D&D or a tabletop game, it's a way to show people lore in a way that is fun because it's a game with friends and others might feel inspired to interact with it. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, okay, so one of the things I definitely want to do is like I actually genuinely want to make a game. You know, I want to make like an actual game. I think that'd be really cool. Multiple games. I just don't know how to do it yet, which is part of like what I'm doing here. You know, it's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? It's like I want to learn how to do this type of stuff here, so that way I can create stuff like that, you know? And get people interested in it. I just don't really know what I'm doing yet. You know, I don't know how to do a lot of this stuff, so I'm trying to learn any of it. I definitely want to start off simple project-wise, you know what I mean? Like, definitely not trying to get too big for my britches. I just want to... I definitely got to, like, figure it out before I start making, like, huge game. You know what I mean? I don't want to be over ambitious. That's the word I'm looking for. Definitely don't want to be over ambitious. I'm just trying to figure out what the proper level, I guess, of ambition is. Because I think even what I'm doing now is a bit over ambitious. But I'm already here. So I'm going to continue on doing it. You know what I mean? To try to achieve the quality that I'm going for is kind of insane at the end of the day. For what it is I'm doing with it. And the fact that I have no experience with it. But I know that it'll pay off for me to learn. Even if it's going to be a pain in the ass to make it happen. You know? Much to do, much to do. Combat test? What are you talking about? Also, I thought there was a way to do a box drag in here. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like I remember something like that, and I just don't see it. Oh, it's got snap on. That's why it's acting all funky. Like a game where you play around with combat. Oh. Like a RPG-ish kind of thing. Action RPG. Action RPG would probably be like the end goal for something I'd want to make. You know what I mean? An action RPG is probably like an end goal dream as far as a game is concerned. But it is on my mind. Eventually, I would like to be able to get to that point. Eventually. There's got to be a way for me to do this. I forgot. Select mode? Well, there's got to be a way for me to do it. Box select. How do I box select in Unreal Engine 5? Click and drag the mouse. That's not working for me. Shift. No. No. None of this is working. I don't understand. I am confusion. Why is this not working? Box select? No. Odd. I don't know how to do the box selection to be honest. Let's do this. Select all of this. I'm going to alt drag out here. Is there a way for me to flip this? Oh. Transform. Get out of here. Transform. Mirror x-axis. Oh. Undo. Mirror y-axis. Yeah. There we go. There you go. Something like this. Surrounding that little piece there. There's some of these around as well. So it's not completely symmetrical here. And up a little bit. Rotate around. Rotate that down a bit. Granted, again, this is just like a block out, so it's not really what I'm going to be doing with it, but this would be a good idea, I guess. There you go. So now if I hit play, yeah, look at that. Surrounded here. Pretty good for a first time. It's not bad, I don't think. I think it's too bad. Not too shabby. All right. I think that is a good stopping point for today. I think we made a good amount of progress. As far as the blockout stuff is concerned. I'm thinking I'm going to have like some big shards of rock coming from the sides here to cover up this area as well. There's going to be a bunch of lava there. There's going to be a whole like back wall here of just lava coming down. And I'm going to like extend these things downward. But I think this is like coming along pretty decently. So essentially you have like all the other people here watching as the ceremony happens. So all this type of stuff, you know? Eventually, man, I don't know why. I have this vision that eventually ceremonial things like this, or even the stream, like the stream, I could bring people into it in a VR sense. Like they could, you guys could watch in a VR kind of area. You know what I mean? And like whenever we do ceremonies, you could basically just pop up here and you'd watch the ceremony from here, right? If we had your username, then I could even have that person be here, right? And they could be here doing the things. And I would actually just be like over here. So you could watch it either from my point of view right here, maybe, or maybe it would be just their point of view still. And it would just be me acting it out over there. But still, like if you guys had the ability to, or maybe like a VIP kind of thing, you guys could actually be like in the environment here going around, that type of stuff, you know? You saw a guy do it before? Maybe we could do something like that. I don't know. I have so many ideas as far as what this could turn into and how this could be expanded. And I don't know why 2025 has just like put a bug in my ass to make it happen, but it did. And I'm trying to take advantage of that. Even if it's going to be a slow grind to start off with, and we might only have less than 10 people around right now, I still appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you guys so much for being a part of the stream today. That being said, like I said, I'm trying to come up with a new schedule. If you guys have any ideas as far as scheduling stuff is concerned of what you would like to be able to see for any of this type of shit, like I said, I think I want to have like a day that's dedicated just to sculpting. I love sculpting and I have a really fun time with it. So I think it would make great background video for like YouTube video stuff for me to just talk about things, which is also the direction I think I want to move in with the YouTube channel as well. Just kind of doing some voiceover work for my thoughts on the lore stuff or gaming in general or story writing or any of that type of shit. You know what I mean? I think it'd be fun. And having a little speed sculpt in the background also sounds like a good time. that being said, like I said, leave your comments in the comment room of the Discord. I'm very interested to hear what you guys also think about how we could get that stuff scheduled out. I really want to just make things a lot more consistent and refined around here. It helps me with my mental, and I feel like it helps other people know, hey, when I'm watching a Smith stream on Tuesday, this is what I'm going to expect, or I'm watching it on Thursday, and this is what I'm going to expect, that kind of stuff. That being said, we don't really have a whole hell of a lot of people here, so I'm probably just going to wind up ending the stream instead of rating, but I hope that you have a lovely rest of your evening. I will be back on tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our standard time, and until next time, continue exploring Smiths. Thank you guys again so much for being on this journey with me, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night.